Hello, guys. Welcome back, and thank you so much for being here. What's going on? Please like and share this video. Thank you, guys, so much for being here. So, let me do a quick sound check to make sure that you guys can hear me. So, don't worry, I'm going to let the music play for a little bit. I hope you guys are doing okay. So, I'm going to let the music play for a little bit while I do my sound check. So, don't bear with me, okay? Don't go running off now. Just give me a second. Okay, so sound check complete. Everything is okay. So I wanted to talk about this because this is a. Some of you had already told me about this video, but um, yeah. Thank shout out to Janice who sent me the video. I've been wanting to react to it. It's a video where Justin Dean was basically admitting that he uses his own children that he uses his children for the reason why he inflicts pain and suffering and hurt on his children is because he uses them for monetary gain. So, like I said, a bunch of you told me about this, but shout out to Janice for sending me this. So, we're gonna do a quick reaction. This video is not gonna be too long. I just want to I just want to emphasize, just want to analyze just how crazy and how pathetic this is. Like, this is sad, guys. This is a sad, pathetic situation for a father to admit that he's exploiting. Like, and this is not even something that happens by happenstance, because if you're recording a video and you find that, oh, something terrible happened as a result of the video, what do? You delete the video and you do another one. But for you to, even when something happens by accident and you intentionally post that, that's because you are sadistic. That because you are a psychopath and you enjoy the reaction that you get from people reacting to your faux pas. And in addition to that, you monetize the pain and the suffering that you inflict on your children. Now, wow, I'm going to keep exposing this type of behavior. I don't care. I'm going to keep exposing it because our sisters, especially those ones who don't necessarily live in America, even there are some people who live in America who still put up with this kind of nonsense, okay? But because they're married to Oyimbo. But beyond that, there are so many of our sisters who live back home who are actively hoping to get into these types of relationship, thinking that the grass is greener on the other side, only for them to realize that no, the grass is not greener on the other side. I'm still doing my sound check. If you guys can hear me, I know you guys are here. Can you please just indicate if you can hear me? Just type yes that you can hear me. I see a bunch of you here, but let me even wait. Just okay. Yes. Okay. Okay. I can hear myself. You know what I mean? So there are so many of our sisters who are looking at these interracial relationships because they show what they need you to see. Thank you so much, Jacqueline. Thank you, Gloria. They show what they need you to see. They show what they want you to see. They want you to believe that this relationship is like amazing, it's like a dream. Whereas once the cameras are off, it's a different thing. We even heard Nikki Perkins, when she was married to Jamie, she even said it, that the reason why she fought so hard to make sure that he was not that to make sure that Jamie was not monetizing the children was because she has experienced firsthand what Jamie was like when the cameras were on. Once he turned on the camera, he's like the most amazing husband or whatever. But as soon as the camera was off, he was a completely different person. And she did not want her children from a very young age to be subjected to that kind of emotional torture, emotional punishment. And that's the reason why she fought so hard that the man could not monetize the children, that he is only allowed to post one video per week. And he's not going to be posting it on all over his various social media. He's only allowed to post one video per week at one, he can choose whichever social media platform he's going to post, but he's only allowed to. She fought for that to make sure that the man, because she understood that Jamie only cared about appealing to the viewers, painting himself to be a good, wonderful husband and father, an attentive husband. And she knew firsthand what Jamie was like once the cameras were off, that Jamie was a completely different person. He was not attentive. All he wanted to do was go. Even when we saw, as much as they curated their life to make it seem as though they have this perfect, amazing relationship, we always saw that Jamie always liked to travel. And most times he would travel without her. He would travel with his friends and they would work. Me, I'm always suspicious, so because all these Oyimbo, especially if you're not part of the culture, you don't understand the dynamic, you don't understand, like you're from a different culture than they are, what you might perceive as, oh, just normal friendship, body friendship, could be more. You could just be there entertaining the lover of your husband, thinking that, oh, they are just good friends, not knowing that they are actually fucking each other. Excuse my French, I'm so sorry. Not knowing that they're actually having affairs with each other. You would think, oh, this is my husband's friend. He's a guy, da 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 da. Oh, he's going away on a weekend trip with his friend. They're going hunting. They're going camping. You think, oh, not knowing that you are basically enabling your husband and quite possibly funding his lifestyle while you are left at home. Do you get? So that's what I'm saying. There is a lot, and all these are sisters, and that's the reason why if you ask an Oyimbo man, especially an Oyimbo man with an intention, if you ask him which black woman does he prefer, he will tell you he prefers African black woman or Caribbean black woman, because those ones do not understand what's going on. Those ones will just see things and be like, oh, it's probably part of the culture, not knowing that there is a lot more going on. So I'm here to educate my sisters, especially my sisters that don't even live in this part of the world, don't understand the dynamic, don't understand the red flags, cannot even spot it, especially my sisters who have been so brainwashed from watching what's that movie that we watched when we were younger? In something, A Walk to Remember. When you watch movies like that and you see all these relationships that they want to brainwash you and make you think it's better to be in a relationship with an Oyimbo man, and then you get carried away. And then you kept hoping to meet an Oyimbo man, and then when you meet an Oyimbo man, you just put up with it. Even at some point, you start to convince yourself that, yeah, this is normal. This is still better than dating a black man. Do you get? So I'm here to educate my sisters, and I'll continue to do so. I know I have talked a lot. Oh my gosh. But yeah, let's do a reaction to this video where Justin Dean was basically admitting that the reason why he posts videos of those children, of him inflicting pains on those children, was for monetary gains. So let's listen.
Hey
Hmm.
all, so I have a confession to make. I have been purposely mismatching the girls' socks, wearing coats that are too small for them, pushing them 5 feet in a shopping cart.
Can you imagine? He's admitting that he's emotionally torturing his own children. He's emotionally torturing his own children, for goodness sakes. Now, wow, now, wow, my people, now, wow, for why I road, as we say in Benin. Hmm.
Hey all, so I have a confession to make. I have been purposely mismatching the girls' socks, wearing coats that are too small for them, pushing them 5 feet in a shopping cart. All intentional. Now, why would I do this? Well, you know, I'm going to turn all this criticism, all this hate that's coming towards me for years. For years I was like, how do I get this to stop? It was really like actually damaging my mental health trying to.
How do you get all this to stop? As if there are no validation to all the criticism, as if those people that are criticizing him do not have validation for criticizing him. So his own concern is, how do I get them to stop attacking me, as opposed to addressing the reason why they are attacking me, because he feels that what is basically constructive criticism is what he perceives as attack, right? So instead of him to like address the root cause of why people are constructively criticizing him, he much rather inflicts more pain and more hurt. It's like the Republican mindset where they will do things and say, oh, we're owning the libs, we're owning the liberals. Like, you're inflicting pain on your own children because you think it will have an effect on shish. Like, you are psychologically torturing your children. You're wearing them coats that are too small for them. Do you know what that is going to do to their self-esteem? And children, they feel everything. They know when things are not okay, when things are not supposed to be the way, when things are not how they're supposed to be. They feel it. They see other children and they internalize a lot of things. So this clown over here is admitting that he's psychologically torturing his children to get back at the people who are constructively criticizing his poor parenting skills. Make that make sense.
Be like, how do I get all this stuff to stop? None of this stuff is true, and it was just like I was banging my head on like, how do I get this stuff to stop? And I contemplated coming off social media entirely, but then I was like, no, because it doesn't fit my long-term goals. And I finally just got to the point of, screw it, I'm gonna turn the shit salad into something beautiful that's gonna help a lot of people. So you know I'm gonna continue to have the girls have mismatched socks, coats that are too small for them, just whatever else, to just get massive criticism.
Coats that are too small for them. So, in other words, I'm going to keep torturing. You see, all those people who are criticizing me for doing such a piss poor job as a parent, as a father, I'm going to double down on what I am doing. I am going to invent new ways to own all these people that are criticizing me. And tell me that's not psychopathic behavior. Tell me that is not a sick. This is American psychopath, American psycho. Let me tell you, make no mistake about it. This is the trimmings of an American cycle. Don't get it twisted. Literally say coats in Los Angeles summer jade. I don't know if it wears. I don't know if the criticism are the ones that happen in the summer, but even in the winter, for example, when he traveled to Oregon to see his mom, and the kids were always wearing coats that were way too small. Even I was one of the people who criticized um the winter pants that he wore them. They looked like they were something that was picked up at Goodwill, something that was picked up at oh, Salvation Army donation center. And when he got there, they didn't have the size, and he just picked up a size. He just picked up anyone, and it ended up being too small. So I think when they talk about the winter and the coat, I think they are talking about the winter months. You know, I think they are talking about the winter month. I have not seen him worn them coats in the summertime or in the springtime or fall, so I have not seen that. But I remember when they traveled, the two times that they've been to Oregon for Christmas, because it is cold in Oregon, and they and he wears them coats that are way snow pants. I specifically complained about the snow pants that he wore them because they were way too small, the snow pants. So I think that's what I have criticized that. So yeah, it looked like I said, it looked like something that they picked up from Goodwill, you know, and they just kind of like put it on her, even though it was like three sizes too small. And that's why when it was like three quarter, even when they wore it out in the snow, and he was playing with these kids in the snow in a three-quarter size snow pants because he doesn't care. He could have just gone to the store and bought the kids a size appropriate snow pants, but no, he doesn't want to spend money. They only exist to fund his lifestyle. They only exist to work for him. They only exist to make money for him. Okay, they only exist to work for him. Um. So yeah.
because I'm going to get it anyways. So I might as well make profit from it. And I'm going
Can
to
you
use the
imagine?
proceeds,
Let me roll this back a little bit. Let me roll this back.
the shit salad, into something beautiful that's going to help a lot. All this criticism. Hey, all. So I have a confession to make. I have been purposely mismatching the girls' socks, wearing coats that are too small for them, pushing them 5 feet in a shopping cart. All intentional. Now, why would I do this? Well, you know, I'm going to turn all this criticism, all this hate that's coming towards me for years. For years I was like, how do I get this to stop? It was really like actually damaging my mental health, trying to be like, how do I get all this stuff to stop? None of this stuff is true. And it was just like I was banging my head on like, how do I get this stuff to stop? And I contemplated coming off social media entirely, but then I was like, no, because it doesn't fit my long-term goals. And I finally just got to the point of, screw it, I'm gonna turn the shit salad into something beautiful that's gonna help a lot of people. So I'm gonna continue to have.
Do you know how psychotic you have to be? Do you know how psychotic you have to be to say that you're going to turn? Do you know how psychotic you have to be to say that torturing your children, emotionally and psychologically torturing your children, is a beautiful thing? Do you know how psychotic you have to be?
The girls have mismatched socks, coats that are too small for them, just whatever else, to just get massive criticism because I'm going to get it anyways. So I might as well make profit from it. And I'm going to use the proceeds from that criticism. I can't say yet. That's for my event. My event.
You can't say what you're going to use it for yet, because you know that you don't have any plan to use it for any other thing other than to enrich yourself. You know that that's the only reason why, that's the reason why you're not going to say yet, what, because you know you have no other plans other than to use it to enrich yourself. So you're going to inflict psychological pain on your own children. You're going to inflict torture on your own children so that you can use the money to enrich yourself. Wow, bravo, Father of the Year, bravo. Let everybody give this man a slow clap for me. Bravo. What an amazing Father of the Year you are. Bravo, Justin Dean, for turning constructive criticism and then deciding that instead of taking heed, instead of listening to the criticism, you're going to turn around and inflict psychological torture, emotional torture on your kids for financial reward for yourself. Bravo, bravo, bravo.
I have a Facebook event page. I'll put it in the comments section. I have a big announcement on June 20th at 8:08 a.m. And so all the hate, all the criticism, come see what you guys bought. I mean, because that's how the social media works. Engagement makes.
All the hate, all the criticism, come and see. I've used it to enrich myself. I've used it to enrich myself. Kai. This is why when I see people say, "Oh, he's so smart," it makes me laugh so hard. Do you know how stupid, how dumb you have to be telling on yourself? Do you know how stupid and how dumb you have to be eh, like exposing yourself?
Money. And I'm not saying that I would ever purposely harm my girls or anything like that, but mismatched socks never hurt anyone.
Mismatched socks never hurt anyone, he said, this clown. That is psychological, emotional torture. Again, like I said, children, especially of that age, especially of Junie's age, this is their formative years. This is the years when they absorb things. This is the years where their self-esteem is built or diminished. Imagine your father intentionally first of all, I don't believe that crap. I believe he's just wearing these children hand-me-downs that he got from God knows where. Okay? Hand-me-downs that God knows who it was that donated those things to him, that he's giving his children to wear. So claiming that he's intentionally doing it is just his own thoughtless, witless way of his own idea of, oh, this is what I'm going to tell them. Those things were donated. But he doesn't spend money on them. He doesn't buy things for them. He doesn't buy clothes for them. He doesn't do anything. So it's so obvious that all of these things that he wears them are things that were donated, used hand-me-downs from strangers that he doesn't know what kind of skin disease they have. He doesn't know what kind of you know what kind of spirit is following them. He doesn't know, and he doesn't care. So yeah, all of this is just him trying to like circumvent the fact that he doesn't even buy them things. He gives them hand-me-down clothes from strangers. But instead of addressing it, now he's now thinking, okay, let me just say that I'm intentionally wearing them all these things because I want to own the people who are criticizing me. Hmm.
Wearing a coat with the sleeves that are too short never hurt anyone.
Yes, it does. Imagine someone, a child of Juni's age who sees everything. 6 year old are smart. They see everything. They compare themselves. In this age, this is a very sensitive age. They compare themselves to their classmates. They compare themselves to their friends. And they wonder, why am I the one? Why do I always wear coats that are way too small for me? But my friend has coats that are size appropriate. Why? And this clown, yet this is the clown that wants to come out on social media and claim to be smart. But he doesn't understand the psychological damage, the long term psychological damage that he's doing to his 6 year old. Like he's currently destroying her self esteem. And all of these are going to have an impact in the future. He's currently destroying her self esteem with his action by the things that he does. And he doesn't think that this will hurt them, because he doesn't have sense. Because if he was an educator, if he was an intelligent person like he claims, if he has ever read a psychology book that like he claims, he will know the psychological impact of what he's doing to his children by wearing them clothes that are way too small, how that will psychologically impact them.
And I might just lean into this. So I think I'm gonna have a contest. Um, we and all of you guys join in the comments section. Let's put down content on ideas on what I could do with the girls that's just going to cause massive criticism. Could be whatever, one long sock, one short sock, stupid little stuff. And just put that in the comments section of like, and then I'll do it. As
Let me see what this comment says. So somebody commented and said, make some really messy microwave meals and give them without silverware while they wear each other's clothing. Kids don't need perfect; they need present. Try this. You see how his minions are encouraging him to continue to inflict pain, hurt on his biracial. These are white women who are making their suggestions. They are encouraging him to continue to inflict pain, the things that they themselves will never do to their own children or many of them are grandparents, or many of them are grandparents age. So things that they will never tolerate from anyone doing it to their own grandchildren, they are encouraging, because they don't see Justin Dean's children as whole humans. They see Justin Dean's children as less humans. They see Justin Dean's children as less human than they are. And you see a lot of them in the comments. You see a lot of them in the comment. So yeah, they are literally feeding him more torture ideas. They are feeding this man more torture ideas, the different ways that he can psychologically torture his children. And then they say, oh, it won't hurt. This doesn't hurt. In many situations, actually in most situations, psychological, emotional tortures are worse than physical torture. Yeah. Because even if you break a skin from physically assaulting somebody, the wound will heal. The wound will heal. But the psychological aspect of it never goes away. It requires extra effort So you see people in his comments, and they are giving him ideas on how to torture his biracial children. Isn't that amazing? Isn't that just grand? So shout out to the person who made this video, because I love how they actually posted comment from the people who were responding to what he said, so that you can have an idea. If these were white children, I promise you they will never, these white people that are commenting in his comment section, they will never, ever, ever co-sign what he's doing, what he's suggesting. They will never. But because these are biracial children, inherently, they don't see biracial children as equal. So biracial children can get it. And because he hasn't done a good job of protecting his own children, he hasn't done a good job of letting it be known that these are my children and I love them. To you white racist in my comment section trying to treat my children with disrespect, these are my children and I love them, and you dare not treat them with disrespect because they have a black mother. Because he hasn't done any of that, because he has basically enabled them to continue to like disrespect. In fact, he has supported that by his actions, by not calling them out whenever he sees awful comments directed at his children. He has enabled them, he has emboldened them, because he himself doesn't see his children as equal. He sees them as less than. He sees them as things that he can use for financial benefit. That's all he sees. He doesn't see them as humans. He sees them as just retirement plan. That's all they are to him. J and A are nothing but a retirement plan to Justin Dean. So anybody can come in the comment section and say disparaging things about them. Anybody can come in the comment section and say awful things and criticize. They started criticizing Junie when Junie was a baby. They were criticizing Junie. In a predominantly white social media space, that would never fly. That can only happen when racists feel emboldened because their host, in this case Justin Dean, gives them free reign to say and do whatever. Yeah, yeah. So that's the reason why he emboldens them. He gives them free reign to come and say disparaging things. How long have I been shouting at the rooftop about how this man allows, emboldens these racist white women to come in his comment section to disrespect and bully his small children? They started bullying Junie from when Junie was a baby, expecting Junie to act as an adult when she's a baby. They started bullying Junie when she was a baby. And he doesn't say anything. He sees everything. Make no mistake about it. He sees everything. He sees all the comments. Like, heck, he reacts to comments of people criticizing him. He sees everything, but he doesn't say anything. So the white women who are bullying his biracial children, he says nothing. He says nothing. And it's all by design, because he doesn't see his children. Children are supposed, if you're a parent, you know that children are an expansion of yourself. You love them. You see them as a great expansion of yourself. You want to do right by them. You want to make sure that the mistakes that maybe you feel like your parents made raising you, you do not make the same mistakes, because you love them, because you see them as an amazing expansion of yourself. You want to do right by them. You protect them. You do whatever. You don't let anybody say crap about them. White women, white parents, they don't care if their small children did something bad. They just don't want you correcting them. I've lived in this part of the world long enough to know this. White people, when it comes to their children, you dare not. Even if their children is doing something bad, you have no right to criticize or correct their children. They don't allow it. They don't. I've lived in North America longer than I lived in Nigeria. And I'm telling you, I'm immersed in this culture. And I know that when it comes down to talking about the children, white people do not let you talk to their children. They will check you so fast. They don't even let you talk to their freaking dog, let alone their children. They don't let you talk smack about their dogs, let alone their children. But Justin Dean allows these racist white people to come on his comment section and be criticizing his child that at the time, June wasn't even 3 years old when they started criticizing June. She wasn't even 3 years old then when they started criticizing. Yeah. Let that sink in. Let that sink in. June was not even 3 years old when all these racist white women, old women, started criticizing her. And he let them because they were the one sending him money. They were Venmoing him, they were Zelling him, and they were sending all those money. So as long as they said, because that tells you his poor mentality, his poverty mentality. Because he knows that he doesn't have any idea how to make money for himself. He doesn't want to make money for himself on account of being so lazy. And so anybody is free to come and say bad things about his child that wasn't even 3 years old. It was okay as long as they were sending him money. If you are somebody who will make your own money and you don't rely on anybody, you're not relying on the mercy of anybody, you can come out on, and anybody's on social media or underneath your post attacking your small child that is not even 3 years old, you will immediately check them because you don't need them for anything. But when you are indebted to them, when you need them to continue to support you and donate to you, then you don't say anything when they bully your child because you need them. And also because you don't care about your child. Because I've also seen Oyinbo people who are literally panhandling on social media, asking for money on social media. They will check you when you try to talk about their kids. When you even try to like say something to them about how, oh, you should be a good example to your children. You know, you should get a job and be hardworking so that you don't have to come on social media to beg money so they can be just by putting their children's name in your mouth by saying you should work really hard so that you're not on social media begging money so that you can be an example to your children. They will check you because they don't want you talking about their children because they see their children as equal. They see their children as, okay, this is an extension of me. This is an expansion of me. But when you don't think your children are an expansion of you, if you don't think they are an extension of you, if you don't think that they should have the same privilege, they are whole like you, that's when you keep your mouth shut and let people talk smack about them. It is a sad situation, my people. It is a sad situation.
long as it's not harmful to the girls and mentally, emotionally, physically, then absolutely, let's do it. Let's lean into this criticism. Let's turn all this negative hate into something positive, which is exactly what I'm doing.
That's how you know he doesn't know anything. He says as long as it's not harmful emotionally. What do you think is happening when you're wearing your child? You're intentionally wearing your child an outfit that is two sizes too small. You don't think that has a psychological effect on your children? You don't? Oh, what do you think psychological effect means? What do you think psychological harm means?
So those of you that have been on here criticizing me, harassing me for years, tune in June 20th and see what you bought. Because it's ridiculous.
We tuned in on June 20th and it was a flop, like I suspected. Don't even bother going to check what he released on June 20th because you will be sorely disappointed, regardless of whether or not you know this man, you know what a failure is. You will still be sorely shocked because it was a flop. It was a wah, 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 wah. Because he's a loser. He's a loser who goes only after black women because he knows that white women will smell him. But literally and figuratively, white women will smell him from a mile away. So he goes after black women. Because unfortunately, a lot of our sisters are like they don't understand. They are so carried away with the white supremacy nonsense. They just want to be seen with white men, makes them feel good, makes them feel, yeah, they have arrived.
It's ridiculous. It's been 3 years. It's never going to stop. So I'm just going to lean into it and
The reason why it's been 3 years and it's not going to stay, hasn't stopped, is because of him. But you see, because this American psycho over here has no interest in holding himself accountable for the things that he did. Doesn't want to hold himself accountable for anything. So he wants to continue to pretend as if he's the victim in the circumstance that he created. The only reason why this has continued, the only reason why this drama has lingered is because of him and how he enables people who are actively going after his second ex-wife. That's the reason why this has continued.
prove a point. These people are going to criticize me no matter what I do because I'm a male. Part of it's because I'm a white male. And majority of them
Yeah, in America, I'm a white male. Literally, the American system was curated to protect the white male. Literally. Up until decades ago, white women didn't even have the right to vote. But white male have always had the right to vote. So it is always so laughable that this same clown that the system was built to protect is now moaning and groaning because, God forbid, other people have more rights than they used to have. Other people that are not white males have more rights than they used to have. And he doesn't like that. And all of a sudden, he's a victim. Literally, the person who started everything, who's paying for everything that he started, wants to moan and groan about how he's being targeted. The system is rigged against him because he's a white male. Every other group just started having little improved rights than the white male in America have always had.
criticizing me are from Nigeria. So you're from Nigeria. So I'm just going to lean into it and prove a point. These people are going to criticize me no matter what I do because I'm a male. Part of it's because I'm a white male. And majority of them criticizing me are from Nigeria.
Yeah, because we don't like what you're doing. We don't like how you are abusing your minor biracial children. We don't like it. And a lot of people have started to, I've always seen him for who he is, but a lot of people at the very beginning of this drama that he created, a lot of people were blinded, but even the blind ones have now started to see that he is the problem. And obviously things are not going the way that he wanted things to go. That's why he's moaning and groaning.
So, yeah, tune in June 20th. But there's a contest going on. Put it in the comment section. Let's turn all this hate, criticism, and all this just negativity on my page. Let's make a joke out of it, because that's what I've literally been doing. I've been just messing with people, and I've been getting chuckles.
Yeah, let's pretend as if my poor parenting, let's pretend as if all these bad things that I've been doing to my two small children, I've just been doing it to mess with all the people that are criticizing me, even though they are criticizing me because of my bad parenting. But no, let's pretend that they're not criticizing me. Let's pretend that they're not criticizing me because of my bad parenting. So, yeah, okay.
Galore.
Let's pretend like, I'm doing all of this to own the people that are criticizing me. Sure, 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 sure.
And
Do you know how sometimes when somebody try to own you, when somebody try to get you at something, and then you see what little effort that they put in, and you're just so offended because you're just like, wow, so is this really how dim-witted you are? Is this really how you process things? Thinking that something so stupid will be able to rile me up, something so stupid will be able to convince me. It just really exposes who they are. It exposes their lack of intelligence. And that's what we're seeing here. This man is so dumb that it just tells me everything that I need to know about the people that are defending him, just how dumb they are. Because it's not the fact that this man is able to convince you of anything just really tells me that you are stupid.
I have been laughing my ass off at just what people will criticize. I had somebody said something earlier. It's like where's Waldo for toxic people? So, have I been through hell the last 3 years with smear campaigns, slander, propaganda, lies, everything else? So,
So let me go ahead and
galore.
you see how
And
Junie hurt her head. You see, this is the man that is telling you, see how this poor child, and I bet he didn't give her any kind of medication. I bet forget getting her to the hospital or whatever. You see how Junie hurt her head? You see how this poor child hurt her head?
put in the comment section. Let's turn all this hate,
See how this
criticism,
poor
and all
child
this
hurt
just
her head?
negativity
You
on my
see it?
page. Let's make a joke out of it, because
You
that's
see
what
how
I've
she hurt her head?
literally been doing. I've been just messing with people,
You see it?
and I've been getting
You see how
chuckles
this man hurt
galore,
her child,
and I
his
have been
child.
laughing my ass off at just
Yeah,
what people will criticize.
you
I had
see it?
somebody said something earlier. It's like where's Waldo for toxic people? So, have I been through?
Somebody even commented, looks like she might have hit her head. Just watch her closely. And he replied and he said, she's fine, just get her valuable lesson in listening to direction. Can you imagine? Can you imagine? Can you imagine? And this is even a white woman. This, and I bet the fact that she's even, I don't know who she is, so I don't want to say that she is like a supporter of his and his behavior. But even the fact that because she knows that this type of behavior, this type of poor parenting from a father will never be tolerated in her community. And that's the reason why he immediately responded and said, she's fine. Just scared her. Valuable lesson in listening to direction. Tell me what toxic. This is the embodiment of a toxic father who doesn't, like, he doesn't give two f's about his kids. Again, this right here tells you that he reads everything. He reads everything. And he knew to respond to the white woman who commented and said, looks like she might have hit her head. In that video, we've already reacted to that video. Did you see Justin Dane even showed any kind of concern? Tried to like do some kind of examination on the kid's head to see if if the child may have been concussed? If that child was concussed, do you think he would have noticed? Because he doesn't care. All he cares about is monetizing his children. That's all he cares about. A small child hit her head, and somebody even brings it to his attention, and his reply is, she's fine. Valuable lesson in listening to direction. So a small child is supposed to be perfect. So a child who may or may not have been concussed is a lesson. You see? Hmm. You see? Because this white woman, even she knows that this kind of behavior, can you imagine if this had happened in a Muslim? That's the reason why he only gravitates to black community, because he knows that unfortunately our people are disgusting. Our people are disgusting and will make excuses because of white supremacy, and they will turn a blind eye. Even a white woman is like, looks like she might have hit her head. And he replied and said, it's a valuable lesson. Do you know if this had been a black person and he chose to reply, it would have been a completely different kind of tone? But he knows that for the most part, white people will not tolerate this happening to their own children. If Junie was a full white kid, this whole situation that Justin Dean did would have resulted in a huge outrage. They would have ran him. So many things that Justin Dean has done that would have ran him out of social media. So many things that he has done to his poor, innocent children. Hmm. What a shame.
For hell the last 3 years with
Be very mindful who you procreate with. All you sisters that are looking for Yimbo men, looking for white men, if you're so desperate to have a biracial kid, go to a sperm bank. Go and pay $300 or however much they are paying now, and get a sperm instead of saddling yourself with a deranged psycho Oyinbo man. You don't know what kind of mental illness this Oyinbo man has, that your children are at a risk of. If you go to the sperm bank, they will do all kinds of tests to make sure that you're not going to have anything to, you're not going to be getting a sperm from this thing. What difference does it even make? Because if you even meet a Yimbo man that lies to you, that you don't know from a hole in the wall, he lies to you and tell you that he's the embodiment of health, his mental state is amazing, only for you to marry and procreate and then find out that he's certifiably psycho. There is no difference between that one and you going to the sperm bank and paying $300 for a sperm. Because last now all the things, at least you will know that at least you won't have to deal with baby father drama that you might end up having to deal with when you hook up with when you marry a psycho or Yimbo man. Like, this whole situation is just sickening, honestly. This is sick and twisted.
Smear campaigns, slander, propaganda, lies, everything else. Yeah, I have. And a lot of men go through the same thing um, when they just want to be with their kids, and mine just happens to be public. So this is not a unique situation for me.
Yours was public because you made it public. Your second ex-wife begged you to have a very quiet, a very private divorce. Go to the court. No, because you have become used to a certain lifestyle that she was providing on account of her success on social media. And you felt like it's either you're going to launch your own career, it's either you become successful like her, or you take both of you down. That was the mindset around this. It's either you become successful so that you can live the life that you become accustomed to, or if it doesn't work out for you, you can take both of you down. That was why you decided to bring your relationship drama to social media. That was why you disagreed. You didn't agree to a very quiet divorce where both of you can just go your separate ways and co-parent in peace.
But I am going to prove a point, and I am going to turn all this stuff, all this like hate, criticism, negativity, I'm going to turn it into something that helps a lot of people. Because that's my mission statement. That is what I'm put on earth to do. And I'm starting to realize that God put me in this situation to make sure I do it. So I'm going to do
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, you are the chosen one. Clap for yourself.
So contest is going. I'll have to think of a grand prize for the best content skit that will invoke the most criticism.
Look who's giving somebody a prize. A beggar. Is a bona fide social media beggar is talking about giving people prize. A bona fide beggar that doesn't know where his next rent is coming from is talking about giving people a prize. Hey, you people make me laugh.
Um, Maybe we'll even have a cash prize. Yeah, let's do that.
Mm.
$200 to whoever
The clown that doesn't know where his next rent is coming from is going to give people $200. Hey.
comes up with the best idea.
Mm.
Put it in the comments section. And
So now as if all of the contributions to bullying his children and abusing his children by his followers and his supporters are not enough. Now he's actually calling on them to leave suggestions on how he can further psychologically, emotionally torture his children. And as you can see, people left comments, people were leaving suggestions of how he can torture his own children.
um, please be in the United States, so it's easy. I don't want to do any international stuff. But $200 to the person that comes up with the best idea. And then I will run that content. And at the let's let's say at the end of the month, whichever content generated the most criticism, the most hate, you're the winner. I'll Venmo, Zelle, whatever, you $200, because it's time to just make a joke out of this stuff, because it's ridiculous. Am I a perfect parent? No. Nobody's a perfect parent. Do my girls love me and I love them, and they're happy and they're content and they feel safe with their father, and do they have a blast when we're all together? Absolutely. And that's all that matters. So, contest, I just came up with this like just now, just going off the fly.
Children, he always says this, right? Oh, I love my girls. They love me. Children who are 6 year old and younger tend to love their parents. Okay. And the fact that he keep talking about how, oh, my kids love me, it's funny. It's almost as if he knows that, okay, they don't really love him like that, but he has to emphasize on it.
$100 to the winner. Put in the comment section something I should do that's just gonna, with the girls, that's just gonna generate massive amounts of criticism And whichever one gets the most comments, so you guys are going to come up with ideas. I'm going to do that content with the girls. Whichever one generates the most comments wins, and I will send you $200. It's time to start
A loser that is in people's comment begging for money. He and his mom are in people's comment begging for money. He's telling them that he's going to send $200. We know that's a lie. We know that didn't happen. So yeah. Okay. Spoiler alert, that did not happen.
Get a big joke out of this because it is getting ridiculous. It's been nearly 3.5 years.
So this clown thinks psychologically, emotionally abusing his children is a joke. Okay.
And I'm gonna start having fun with this because what else can you do? What else can you do? You just gotta have fun in life. You only live once. It's time.
Yeah, you just gotta have fun in life. You just have to use your own children. You just have to use your own children. You can have fun at your children's expense. That's what life is all about, right?
To have some fun. All right, guys. Best comment wins. Sing Baby Shark.
Yeah. So look at his apartment. This is what he posted today or yesterday, the most recent video. Look at how empty this man's apartment is. The losers, the morons who are believing that this man has anything. Look at the house. Look at it. Look at how empty. This is a man that left a 4-bedroom so-called mansion, according to him, because he said his own house is, if you combine the 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 the, the size of both top floor and bottom floor, this his house is a mansion. This is where he lives. Do you see how empty? Do you see how empty this apartment is? Do you see how empty? This looks like, I've already said this before in the past that anyways. Mm.
Baby shark.
Baby Shark.
Look at how
Baby
empty
shark.
his house is.
Baby Shark. Do 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 do. Baby Shark. Do do. Baby
We
Shark.
not that.
Baby Shark.
We not that.
So on this one he posted, like, can you imagine how empty this man's house is? Just look at this. Hey, God, that
Baby
big.
Shark. Do 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 do. Baby Shark. Do do. Baby
We
Shark.
not that.
Baby Shark.
We
I
not
wonder who it was. We know for sure. We all know he didn't buy that baby shark outfit. Wonder who it was that donated that one too. So on this one, he said, "My week without my girls is spent drinking water and working all day." Yeah, right. Yeah, right. Working all day. Wink, wink. Yeah, working my nyash. If you're working all day, you wouldn't be out here, you know, proposing, psychologically and emotionally torturing your children for monetary gain. You won't be doing that, would you? So on this other one, he said, "I'm shifting from the story of what happens to me into the new chapter, what I now choose to become." Oh, he's no longer talking about what happens to him again. Wait until he's making money, he's stop making money from, what he now chooses to become. Wait until he realizes that there is no money to be made from anything that doesn't have anything to do with bullying his second ex-wife. That's when he'll run back. Mm. Wait until then. We know that he's going to quickly switch. It's all about money for him. Anything that'll make money, that's what he cares about. On this one, he posted that um, Google AI knows he's the boss at fixing sciatica. Okay. Just like ChatGPT told you that you are the number one chiropractor in LA. This guy is sick. Okay. Moral of the story: Black women be aware. Black women be smart. Norama FSA. Hi Jade. Have you seen the video He was high on Anastasia. This man makes my blood boil. I haven't seen that video. I guess I have to look for it and see if he was really high on Anastasia, or he was high of something else. I will check it out. I'll check that one out and see. So yeah, it's a doozy. But that's my 2 cents on this one. I'm coming back later. And thank you guys so much for being here. Please like the video and also share. I will catch you later. Bye.